Okay guys, so we're gonna switch over from Fox body videos over to a Datsun video. And I know this is kind of weird that, you know, people who are subscribed to my channel are mostly here for Mustang content, but yeah, I mean, some of this stuff I'll be showing you today will be useful no matter what car you have, really, any car. So what I'm gonna do, so we got it off the rotisserie, as you can see. I built this little stand here out of some scrap wood and some casters. And yeah, got it off the rotisserie because the entire underside is done. So, and I also pretty much got it in its second coat of primer. And I'm doing more body work here. You see back here, we need more primer because I went ahead and smoothed out the entire rear end. The rear valance. What else? Yeah, everything's looking really good. Just body work that, you know, once I'm done with the body work, you got to come back and do another coat of primer. So, but in this video, what I wanted to show you guys was I left the roof for last so that I could make this video and kind of just show you guys. Okay, so this is not like new information or anything special I'm telling you. This is pretty much regurgitated information I've learned on YouTube from like professional body shops, professional painters, and that. So I'm just kind of consolidating what I've learned and putting it into a little video here so it may help somebody. But so we're gonna try to get this roof here perfectly flat. Okay, that's the goal, is to get it super flat. So when you paint it and all that, it's gonna come out like a show car finish, okay? And there's a couple things you gotta do in order to do that. So when I did this car, there was a lot of mistakes I made that made the finish come out okay, but not as good as it could, okay? There's little bumps and ripples here and there that you can see if you get close. I mean, overall it looks good, but this car I wanted to take to a completely different level. So on this car, I never did use a large block. This is essential, okay? This is essential if you want to get flat panels. You cannot go around the car, you know, with a hand sander. You know, you can use this, but this can only be used in certain areas, like a radius here, where you can bend this sponge around the radius, you know, and get that there. You can't use the block there, but for long, large panels like this one here, the block is what you need. And you're gonna do like a crisscross hatch pattern, and then it's gonna start revealing your highs and lows, okay? So that was kind of a game changer for me as far as getting the panels really flat, okay? And then the other thing is guide coat, okay? And that's nothing special either. Everybody knows what guide coat is. This guide coat here, though, is a little bit different, okay? It's dry guide coat. And I got this tip from a professional painter. I don't remember the name of the YouTube channel right now, but they're very popular. They get a ton of views on their painting videos and bodywork videos. So I went ahead and picked up some of that, and it is really good, okay? That is the stuff you want to use. This is much better than spraying any kind of wet dry coat, or wet guide coat, I should say. It's like a powder, and it's got like a little thing on it, and you just kind of give it a shake, and then you'll see it has that on it. And then you're gonna go around, and we're gonna put guide coat before we block sand it. And then once we block sand all this guide coat off, okay, it's gonna reveal highs and lows that you would have never, ever seen just by sanding alone. You will never see them, okay? There was so many of those little spots over here that I had to add some filler in, okay? That I was totally unnoticeable. Like I could not see the low spots until I used the guide coat. Then it shows right up. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how to do that on the roof. I'll set the camera somewhere so you can kind of see how to do it, and maybe I'll time lapse it so it's, you know, you guys aren't sitting through blocking this whole entire thing. you can kind of see it quickly. So, all right, let me get to work and I'll come back and give you an update. Okay, so hopefully y'all can see this. I'm gonna start putting the guide coat on here. What I learned is that you don't really need to put the guide coat on the radiuses, on these corners here, because you're not going to be really blocking there. Okay, you're going to be using that smaller hand sander. So I just do it on the large flat surfaces. So you don't need a lot. So it kind of goes a long way too. Okay, I got half of it done. Okay, so I know this is going to be hard to tell, but you can see where we blocked, but it left the blacks, the black guide coat there. A little bit here. Okay, let's see. There was another spot right here. Very slight. You can see a couple holes there. It really reveals it. Another spot there, you can see. And another spot right here that's slightly low. Okay. But other than that, over here looks really good. So before I primed this, I did do body work on it and I blocked it out. But it was kind of a rough block. I knew it wouldn't be perfect. So yeah, so we have revealed spots, okay? Now, what you want to do is you don't want to body work over the guide coat, right? So what you got to do, so you get yourself a pencil, not a pen or a marker or anything like that, none of that, because that can actually come through, like a pen will soak into the primer and then come back up through your paint. You don't want to do that. So just use a pencil, okay? Go around, and if you see a dark spot like right there, you're just going to circle it. Okay, you're gonna circle it really lightly. You don't want this to be very noticeable at all, because you're gonna sand through it anyway. Another one here. Where else? Another little spot there. Okay. And a little spot here. And a big spot here I missed. Okay, see that? And that's pretty much it. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and sand off, you can get your block now and sand off. Okay, so if you see, you got guide coat in here. We're just gonna lightly sand off the guide coat, but leave my pencil mark there. Okay, so you want to get the guide coat out of there because bodywork doesn't like to stick to guide coat. And it doesn't take much. You just, get in there with your finger, because remember, you're body working over this, so it doesn't matter if you're pushing down a little bit in there. okay? So pretty much got it all there. You're gonna blow that off. And then what I wanna do, let me get something set up here because I wanna show you guys a technique for applying your body filler. Okay, so we're at the point now where we're not gonna be using the regular body filler, which is the 3M lightweight body filler. We're not gonna be using that. We've already done that, okay? Previously, before I primed it, I filled all the huge holes, okay? This is gonna be, what I'm gonna do now is use the 3M finishing glaze. Okay, that's the part number there. Okay guys, class is in session and we got our whiteboard here. I'm gonna give you guys a little, this is something I learned and it is very, very helpful, okay? So let's say this is your roof here, this is your panel, okay? And you have, right here, you've got your little dip that we're gonna fill, okay? That doesn't look very good, but you kind of get the idea. So we're gonna fill this with body filler. This is way over exaggerated, but you kind of get the idea. So when you bring your body filler in, you're gonna fill this in. You want a slight mound over it so you can sand up to the panel, okay? You don't wanna push body filler too deep into it that, you know, because you wanna be able to block to the rest of your panel, okay? So that's step number one. You want to get a little bit of a mound. Step number two is on your edges, okay? You're gonna come in with your blade, with your, whatever you want to call it, your paddle. You're gonna come in and you're gonna get on these edges here, you want that to be super flat while it's wet. You don't want to let it dry. Okay, let me redo this again. So you got this and you got your little dip. What you don't want is you don't want your body filler to have like a step and a step. Now, if you do, like if you just come across it and then you're done, like you just come across this or however you want to do it, you come across it, you're gonna leave little edges right here. You gotta get rid of those edges because so what will happen is that when you're trying to get rid of this with your block, you're gonna end up sanding through over here, okay, on this side and this side. So the idea is to get these edges perfectly smoothed in to your panel, okay? So you gotta come off to the side, you know, kind of like doing a drywall, I guess. You know, you want, and then you wanna really tightly pull that up against your good part of your panel, okay? So then when you're blocking, you're blocking like this, you're just catching the mound, okay? Redraw that. You're just blocking the mound and that's it. You're not hitting the rest of your panel, if that makes sense. Okay, because all you want to do is get this down flat and then eventually it's going to be the same level as the rest of your panel but be filled in, okay? And that'll be underneath and it'll be completely flat. Okay guys, I'm going to attempt to do this with one hand. It's going to be difficult, but so this is your spot here. You know, we're going to put a mound right where our circle is. And I'm gonna come around the edges and I'm gonna see, that's why my camera work is a little bad, but come around the edges and kind of really make the edges flat. If you know what I'm saying. Like I'm really like putting the angle of the tool like this, coming around and I'm leaving a mound. You see all this like stuff here? That's gonna easily sand off. What won't sand off easily is a mound on the edge of your filler. Okay, so make sure that you come around at an angle like that and really squeegee it. And then you can leave it just like that, that's fine. So you can see, I didn't really leave hardly any edges. See how it's really smooth up against the good? See, even right here, this is what I'm talking about. I didn't totally get it perfect. Oh, right here. You see, this is an example of what you shouldn't do. See how that little edge there? You want that flatter, like this. You want it to where it's nice and flat. But that's okay. I mean, it's a little tiny spot I messed up on, but you know, this stuff dries in like seconds. Yeah, I'm still able to smooth it out a little bit, okay? So we'll let that dry. We'll come back and block it. Okay, so went ahead and sanded that one down, and you can see, looks really good. Almost no indistinguishable like transition from the panel to the body filler. It just filled in the low spot, and we actually started to reveal a high spot there. But what we're gonna do, and I went ahead and filled the rest of the holes. There's about 6 little holes. I haven't blocked those yet. I just wanted to do one as an example. But yeah, you can, I'm gonna probably end the video here. Just wanted to show you guys this. And you can pretty much get as crazy as you want with it. Meaning you can do this, put another layer of, put another coat of epoxy primer, and do it again. Repeat this process until you block it and it's absolutely perfect. It just depends on, you know, how crazy you want to go with your finish and how perfect you want it. It's really up to you. I mean, I could, you know, block this out, prime it, block it one more time, and then be done with it. And it would look better than factory. 100%, this will be better than factory. You know, the factory doesn't go to this extent of making it perfect like that. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to share this video. Hopefully it helps someone and you guys learn something, and you know, don't be afraid to try the body work on your own. I've learned a lot, and if you just take your time, it's really not, you know, like rocket science or anything like that. So anyway, that's gonna do it for this video. Check y'all later.